Hey, welcome back to the show. Today we're diving into a topic that's sparking a lot of debate over here in New York City: the composition of its elite specialized high schools and why so few black students are landing spots at places like Stuyvesant. This summer's admission numbers were a stark reminder. Out of 777 students who gained entry to Stuyvesant, only 3 were black. The previous year that number was 8 of 781. That's a disproportionate lack of representation, especially when roughly 1 in every 5 public school students in the city is black. It's no surprise that leaders like Queensborough President Donovan Richards Jr. are calling for an independent investigation into the admissions process. Since the test that determines admission, called the Specialized High School Admissions Test, or SHSAT, has become a lottery, many have demanded its elimination. The only alternative to the test, as foreign people point out, is LaGuardia's Performing Arts High School, which uses auditions instead of a test. The question on every other question is the problem the test itself or the circumstances that occur before the students even sit for it? The SHSAT is a math and logic-based test, and over the years it has faced criticism for cultural bias? That's a mischaracterization. The test does avoid dated, culturally specific questions. The only questions that might disadvantage anyone would be the ones asking for knowledge about certain social contexts, but the exam no longer contains those. In contrast, the context we truly need to look at is the schools the students go to before the SHSAT. In New York City, many black students attend schools that rank lower on standardized achievement metrics. But so do many sons and daughters of Asian immigrants, even when their families are undocumented. The point being, poverty by itself, whether you're a black, Latino, or Asian family, doesn't automatically bar a child from exceptional academic achievement. Poverty rates among these groups are not wildly different, yet Asian students of modest means get into the most selective schools at healthy rates, often higher than white students. Historically, black children weren't disadvantaged in this way. In 1975 there were 303 black students at Stuyvesant, and in the early 1980s, Brooklyn Tech's student body was largely black. It changed after the launch of programs wary of the widening gap. One such program is Prep for Prep, an initiative that scours public, charter and parochial schools citywide to spot promising minority students. They then fund a 14-month, after-school, and weekend boot camp that equips those students for private high school. The boot camp, coupled with need-based financial aid at private schools, sends the students to schools with a high reputation for excellence. Prep for Prep currently serves roughly 650 students a year, figures that would alter the current math if those students were admitted to specialized schools instead. There are also other scholarship tractions, boarding schools and private or parochial schools, that provide financial resources to black students seeking entry into these exclusive high schools. The focus of editorial writers is not to paint an image of a racially hostile environment but to highlight the assumptions that underpin the perceived disadvantages. We've gotten from vigilance against overt discrimination to an era of disguise, where the unevenness is less the product of policy and more a result of historical pipelines, intragroup and opportunity gaps that persist. The real question is not whether the test discriminates, but why a generation of black students feels adrift in a city where education is, theoretically, equitable to anyone. So next time you hear a low number of black students in Stuyvesant, ask, isn't it just as probability, a later step in a chain that was never designed with white students in mind? Thank you for listening. Until next time, keep questioning the assumptions around every challenge we face.